We were together for 7 years. At first, it was everything I had ever wanted in a relationship. Lots of love, laughter, and plans for the future. But over time, things started to change. My ex-wife became distant. It wasn't just the usual tiredness that comes from work, or life in general. It felt deeper. She started spending more time on her phone, often in another room, avoiding conversations, and just acting strange whenever I asked about her day or our future. There were small, subtle signs that didn't add up, but I trusted her completely, never questioning her integrity. One night, I decided to take a look at her phone, just out of curiosity. I didn't expect to find anything, but I knew something was off. As soon as I saw the text messages, my heart sank. She had been having an affair with a coworker for the past few months. The messages were graphic and filled with excuses for why she couldn't come home early or be around. I couldn't believe it at first, but the evidence was right there, undeniable. When I confronted her about it, she tried to deny everything, but the look on her face gave her away. It was the kind of look that made me realize I was not only deceived, but disrespected on a level I never thought possible. She finally admitted to the affair, and though she was sorry, I knew that there was no coming back from this. I felt humiliated, betrayed, and utterly lost. After all the years of trying to make things work, I realized that the relationship I had fought for no longer existed. I asked for a divorce, and surprisingly, she agreed without much protest. I guess she had already emotionally checked out long before. But even though she seemed unaffected, the divorce wasn't easy on me. It wasn't just the emotional pain, it was the financial struggle as well. She fought for everything, half of everything. She took the car, half of the savings, and insisted on a larger share of our home's equity. I was left with the smaller portion, but I didn't care at that point. The betrayal hurt more than the money I lost. I spent months feeling angry, devastated, and unsure of who I was anymore. Every little thing seemed to remind me of her. Our favorite spots, songs, memories, even our old friends who had been more loyal to her than to me. But slowly, with a lot of self-reflection and time away from the toxic relationship, I began to heal. I started focusing on my career, my health, and my personal growth. I took up hobbies I had long neglected and started traveling again, something I had always enjoyed before the marriage. It was during this period of self-discovery that I met someone new. Let's call her Sarah. She was the complete opposite of my ex-wife. Kind, caring, and so full of life. There was no manipulation or deceit, just raw honesty and support. It felt like a breath of fresh air. It was during this period that I began to notice my ex-wife's life was going downhill. At first, it didn't register. I wasn't paying much attention to her anymore. But over time, I started hearing rumors from mutual friends. She had lost her job after the affair came to light in the office. People in her workplace had started treating her differently, and the once promising career she had built began to crumble. She found herself passed over for promotions, then let go entirely. Apparently, the affair had become public knowledge, and her reputation had taken a huge hit. The same coworkers who once supported her now looked at her with judgment. At the same time, she was struggling in her personal life. The man she had cheated with didn't seem to stick around for long. After a few months of being together, he left her. From what I heard, he had been dating someone else all along and just used her for convenience, knowing that she had been vulnerable and seeking attention. The irony wasn't lost on me. It seemed as though every decision she had made had come back to haunt her. Her finances were also in turmoil. The large settlement she got from our divorce didn't last long. She had always been irresponsible with money, spending on things she didn't need. And now, with no steady income, she found herself struggling to keep up with bills. I wasn't concerned about her, though. After everything she put me through, I had no sympathy left. A year or so later, she reached out to me. She wanted to meet, and I was reluctant, but curious. When we sat down, she apologized for everything. She said that she had been wrong, and that she regretted her actions. She claimed to have changed, that she was in therapy, and that she had learned from her mistakes. I didn't know how to respond at first. Part of me wanted to lash out, but another part of me realized that I had already moved on. I was happier now, in a relationship with someone who valued me, who didn't play games or lie. It was hard to see her so broken, but I didn't offer her any sympathy. She had made her choices, and now she had to live with them. I had to let go of the pain and resentment, not for her sake, but for my own peace of mind. Life had moved on, and I had too. She had learned the hard way that cheating doesn't only destroy the person you hurt, but it often comes back around and destroys everything you've built, including your own life. Karma works in mysterious ways, and I was content knowing that my own happiness was now mine to keep.